Alright, off they go. And
Ready?
let's
All
turn
right,
on
Okay.
so
Shlongster's audio. Shlangster
Shlongster.
both.
Okay, good luck.
So they're off to Space Dust Alley to start. Now ATR, normally like people like you can start with Dino Domain. Some people do, but starting with Future Funland is good for the purposes of resets. It's one of the hardest areas in this game to get
Yeah.
out consistently.
I think so far we've had everybody start with, well, this is only the second race of the tournament, I guess, but...
Boone has some good uh, barrel rolls from what I've seen actually, like at least some decent control over it.
yeah. It looks like he didn't go down to collect that banana, though, so it looks like he's kind of just getting what's in his way.
Oh wow, yeah, Boone definitely knows his strats. Let's see if Shlongster goes for it. So what you want to do here is, yeah, get this double balloon, and then you can keep the speed with a barrel roll. You shoot across that canyon.
Yeah.
No time at all.
Oh yeah, it looks like Boone definitely knows what he's doing a little bit. I think that was a bit of a brave barrel roll there.
Yeah, that, like, I don't like barrel rolling in that tunnel unless I'm low, because it's just, even if you're low enough that it doesn't matter, it feels like it's gonna hurt you so bad.
Oh yeah, I forgot to start the timer. Duh. Thank you. Just add like a minute 20.
So, like, plane, to me, plane, I think, is the most difficult vehicle to optimize. You need to be very deliberate with your barrel rolls. They are one of your best ways to maintain speed, but, like, you need to have a certain number of barrel rolls you're going to do, and a lot of the time you want to follow a barrel roll up with either another barrel roll or a boost, because pressing A in between your barrel roll inputs will severely cap your speed. That's another thing about this game, and I don't know if it's been said. Keeping your finger off of the accelerator is faster in many circumstances because there is no cap to your speed when your finger is off the accelerator. So tapping
Really?
A in car, yeah, there is no cap to your speed. So tapping A in car, that's why that works. Um, you can tap A and hover in plane as well, but it's a little more difficult, a little slower and rhythmic, and especially in plane, it has a lot. Plane it has a lot less use unless you're really going for top optimization. Um, but another thing is that you should take your thumb off the accelerator when boosting as well, because that will also uncap your speed from the boost, giving you huge amounts of speed. And that's why you can carry speed from like a barrel roll into a boost so effectively, is if you keep your finger off of the accelerator, it's gonna carry a ton.
Yeah. I thought aileron rolls were when you do like a roll like in place, and barrel rolls were where you did like the wide turn, like are in this game. Meanwhile, like an aileron roll would be like the barrel rolls that you do in Star Fox.
I have no idea. I think barrel roll is a fitting name for just the little thing you're doing.
Yeah.
It makes plane look awesome though. Like if you're watching a good plane player and they're effective with their barrel rolls, it's so cool.
Oh, I
Really
didn't
cool.
even notice that trident. Yeah, that is a big thing. I Oh man. Well, at
I
least it's
didn't
only
realize
gonna
that
be
was a thing.
it's gonna be 4 races, but I assumed that having the trophy race unlocked would meant that he would have had to have it unlocked, unless he tried to, unless he just like immediately came here. I'm not really sure how that works. Hey Dingo, thanks for the sub.
I think he has to. I do not know for certain. So looks like Boone's in his last lap here. Darkmoon Caverns, so what you want to do, it looks like Boone knows what he needs to do as well. You want to keep this boost here. You want to pick up that balloon if you can. Take it to all the way to the end of this circular section. Boost into this balloon. Grab that. Yeah, wow. Boone really knows what he's doing here.
Oh wow, is that just to kind of cut your turns a little better to get more of a straight line going with your
It's
boost?
more about the speed from the boost. So, and I think I might have said this last time, so I may be repeating myself. But it is way better to boost 2 single balloons than it is to stack them into a double boost,
Ah,
because
yes.
stackable the balloons don't stack speed, they stack duration of boost. So you're not going any faster with a level 3 boost. You're just going like faster for a longer period of time with a faster startup.
Ah,
Um,
yes.
That's about it. So you want to, like, let's see if Boone does it here, but there's a very effective double balloon strat that you can do here. If you grab this balloon, oh, no, he turned the corner, but if you take that turn a little bit sharper, there's a second balloon. So when you hit the speed pad, you go into it, boost through the balloon, pick that next one up, and then boost through this tunnel.
Okay.
And this is Star City with the Bridge of Death, of course. See if anybody falls.
Yeah.
I didn't see if Shlongster or anybody already did, but Boone hasn't yet.
Yeah, we saw people fall off in like the previous races, but not in this one so far.
It's so easy to happen, especially when you're going fast. And then you have these 90-degree turns in the city, which are just brutal to navigate sometimes.
It's funny because runners that like do the run well, you know, when they do like the drifting, you know, with the R button to like kind of go around those corners, it actually like it just looks so nice just seeing all the nice like tight little turns around the corner, you know, skidding onto the boost and stuff like that, and you're just like, man, like this is crazy. But then I don't know, every time I try and do it, it doesn't happen, man. It doesn't happen.
Yeah. This game is, it cannot be overstated. This game is so hard to speedrun. Anybody who's good at this game has put in thousands of hours of work. It takes so long. Oh, Boone.
We can just
That's
hit
so
both
terrible.
mines.
Yeah, anybody who's good at this game has put thousands of hours into just controlling a vehicle. It takes so long to get anywhere that's decent.
Yeah. It looks like Shlongster has caught up a little bit of time on Star City. Like, I'm not sure if it was just... Maybe he just wasn't that far behind at all, but he seems like he wasn't as far behind at the end of Star City than he was at Darkmoon Caverns.
So, Boone did not grab the shield here before getting to the boost, so I don't know if that affected his decision to do out of bounds here, but he did not.
They're both playing on English.
Oh, that would affect it.
They're both playing on English, so they won't be doing the out of bounds Spaceport Alpha.
Okay, yeah, that's basically the only reason runners play Japanese, is that they patched one hole in this level, and that's it. Oh, and I think the wrong warp's the same. It was patched in 1.1? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. I know very little about the details of like the wrong warp and stuff. All I know is just like out of bounds under Hot Top Volcano.
That's about what runners know. Nobody really knows. As far as I know, nobody's really certain exactly why it does what it does, or why it has the probabilities that it does. But it exists, and it's very strange. So this level in plane is really cool to maneuver, because I love, like, when you're not doing the out of bounds, I think the trench section is, like, visually very cool. It reminds me so much of, like, a Star Wars deal, and I think that's, like, the purpose, but it's Future Fun Wind is, like, my favorite, like, visual style of all the levels.
Yeah, Star City was my favorite car level for a while, just because I like all the colors, and I mean, Spaceport Alpha definitely has, like, the best aesthetic, in my opinion. Like, yeah, I think Spaceport Alpha is probably my favorite, like, plane level. But then again, there's not a whole lot of competition, in my opinion. Ooh, Shlongster hit a bonk.
Bonking in plane is the vehicle you do not want to bonk in the most. He was not holding left or right, so he just did 2 neutral backflips, unfortunately. Differences between...
Yeah, I was going to point that out.
So, I think the biggest difference between PAL and US, and if anybody can correct me that would know better, can say, but it's just mainly just lag, which is the main issue between PAL and US for most N64 games because of the lowered frame rate. There are some time trials that are, I think, easier in PAL, but not as many that are easier in NTSC. And we've got our first hover level here, which I was saying before, but this level, when you get to a point where hover is okay, this level is so much fun. It's unbelievable. You can go so fast. Yes, it's hover. It's such a complicated vehicle, though. It takes forever to learn. It's so silly too, because you have to do. Boone just did it there, but you have to do that snaking, because you have, when you're holding R in hover, you have increased turn speed. So if you snake, you get that increased turn speed, and you can keep it that way. So you keep your thumb into the like upper left and right parts of the stick and move it back and forth for speed. Oh, that's a good 31 is a pretty decent lap there. Boone seems to be making pretty good use of his snaking and seems to know balloon routing quite well. He's picking up balloons and hitting them at the right times, like through that tunnel there. That was great.
Yeah, it definitely. One of the things I really. Oh my God, that was a really cool burst through the end of that.
Oh no!
Pipe. Getting stuck on the log though. One of the things I really like that I don't know a lot of the nuances of hovercraft work, but one of the things that really stands out to me is when people can turn in the hovercraft without losing all their speed.
Oh, like, okay, that's tech actually.
Yeah, that's one of the things that every time I see it, I'm just like, oh, what a turn kind of thing, right?
I totally agree, because like it is so much worse than it looks to try to turn and hover. And that the other thing is too is you're holding R the whole time, so that gives you this like increased like flexibility in your hover movement. Yeah. And when you're this is tech for all vehicles, but if you hold R and you tap the B button, you do a sharp turn, which you just saw Boone do there actually. Banjo did like the tiniest little hop while turning. That is a sharp turn. And you do those in all vehicles, and you can do them without accelerating, but you have to tap B, because if you hold B and try to sharp turn, you'll just start to slow down and like as you turn. So it's kind of a challenge between tapping B like as light as you can and trying to maintain speed all the while. It's pretty nuts.
Okay. One of the places that really stands out to me that I've always tried to like make better is that last really sharp turn when you're going around the boat in Pirates Lagoon.
Yep, yeah, that is one of the sharpest too. That is a difficult turn, and so is the one at the end here in Greenwood Village. This level is full of sharp turns. Okay, yeah, Boone had to just adjust to get that balloon. That's really good. You want to balloon up that hill. That hill is so terrible. Normally you'd want to drift up a lot of hills, but drifting up that hill is so terrible. You lose your direction a lot of the time and end up going in the wrong. You can like end up drifting in the wrong direction a lot. It sucks.
Yeah. All right, a little bit of a bumpy Greenwood Village from Boone, but makes it through.
Shlong caught up too. He's about a lap and a half behind-ish Boone, but he's getting there. Here we are in Windmill Planes. This level is also very fun inbounds, and I'm very used to it inbounds because I've barely ever tried that out of bounds. It's so hard.
Oh yeah, I just saw their PBs. That's something I haven't brought up, I guess, since the race started. It's interesting because when I was seeding, I tried to seed by times on the leaderboard. Shlongster has a 38.36 in his splits, but Boone has a 34.03.
Yeah, for Banjo, that's pretty good too. Like, that
unless these splits are with Banjo. But
yeah, I'm never sure if people made their own or they used like they're just splits for this.
Because I'm pretty sure neither of them had times on the leaderboard when I was seeding the tournament. So
yeah, if that's the case, Boone has definitely put some work in. He's shown he's pretty competent in handling the vehicles so far, and like I said, he's very aware of like in-level routing of things like banana and balloons. So that's great. Shlong too has been barrel rolling here and there, which is really good. I find barrel rolling without the speedometer hard to do because it gives you a better idea of like the kind of speed you're losing. It's always tricky to me without having that on. Oh, good movement from Shlongster there, barrel rolling into that boost. That's a good. If you're doing that in plane, you want to do it kind of late so you maintain control. Because otherwise you'll boost very well like that. He boosted or barrel rolled very early into that boost, and because of it, he had no control over where the plane was going.
Yeah, that was a really funny boost. I didn't even think he was gonna be able to barrel roll in there. Like, see, he did it again. It almost looked like he went over the very top, but then he didn't.
Haunted Woods here. This level is interesting because it's one of those levels that it's not any different between the time trial and the regular level. There are no boost balloons, so it is basically the same except you have the other racers to deal with.
Yeah.
And they love dropping mines in this level so much.
Yeah, I guess there are a lot of green balloons in Haunted Woods.
Yeah, and it's a small level, so they pack it real tight with them.
Yeah. I don't know what it is, but the small car levels were always just my favorite to play. Like, you know, Haunted Woods, Treasure Caves, Star City, just like the little.
I think they
little
all have
ones,
like
right?
cool set pieces in them that like makes them interesting despite being small levels. Like this has the fountain in the forest. Ooh.
Ooh, Boone takes a spill on the oil slick.
Ooh, Shlong having a really good. Oh wow, Shlong with some good barrel rolls there.
The right zipper along the midsection. You mean right as you're like leaving the castle area?
Yeah, there's there's two zippers in that tunnel, and ideally you want to hit the earlier one and have that throw you down the hill into the forest. But sometimes it can happen where you boost forward into this other boost that's like directly facing down the hill, and it's not going to lose you that much time to get that, but it's definitely harder to control if you're going for a double boost there.
Yeah. All right, Boone misses. Boone misses his boost at the beginning.
That can be so frustrating.
Yeah.
So,
Meanwhile,
fun fact. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, meanwhile, Shlongster got bullied quite a bit by the other racers during his first lap, and he keeps missing that second boost on the level. So hopefully his luck will improve a little bit.
Yeah, he kept slamming into Diddy's thick posterior, which tends to draw in other racers just with the magnitude of Diddy's thick posterior.
He's right to miss it. Oh, missed that last one too. But then again, that's a hard one to kind of maintain control on.
So I was gonna say earlier, a fun little fact about Everfrost Peak. So like I was saying earlier about you can move very fast if you never touch the accelerator. Everfrost Peak is a level that, if at a very high level, a good player can do Everfrost Peak without ever pressing A after the initial start boost. They can maintain their speed entirely through barrel rolls, balloons, and like stationary boosts. It's insane to watch.
Yeah, being able to maintain speed while collecting balloons, you know, or collecting bananas, collecting balloons, doing the bursts of speed, like...
Yeah, it's tough. Plus, like, sharp turning in plane is not easy to do, especially, like, you can lose all of your speed in an instant if you're not holding the accelerator. So it's like, you can go for safety and hold the accelerator, but you will definitely miss out on insane amounts of speed, but you can control it. It's like a really hard trade-off a lot of the time in plane. It's like, what's faster or what's slower that I can lose control.
I guess if you believe in yourself, you know what the answer is, but if you don't, there's always that backup where you can just kind of, you know, go with, like, at least you're going somewhere kind of thing, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you don't get to a point where you can do crazy barrel rolls overnight. You have to start with some easy strats and get up to a point where it's like you can fit like 3 barrel rolls in this insanely small amount of space.
Yeah. I think I said this in the last race, but my barrel rolls always just end up being somersaults, so...
Yeah, it's hard. You can, and if especially something that happens early on when you play the game is that you might over buffer a lot of barrel rolls, and if that's the case, you have to keep holding left or right in order to just not do that, and it can be so annoying to backflip in plane.
Alright, let's see if Boone takes a ride on the bouncy ice again.
Good old Walrus Cove.
Yeah. Good second lap.
Oh no! I swear you said good second lap as he collided with that mine.
Yeah. I mean, it's just commentator's curse, right?
Yeah, and this game's got that going on. There's so many times too where it's just like you might have an insane first lap and you're like, wow, I'm so good at this game, and then your second lap just falls apart for no reason.
Yeah. You just get that, you just keep resetting, grinding it out, and then, look at that. Aw.
Boone's done a pretty good job, 3 for 3 with not running too far to the ice on that last boost there. That pad is so thin, that whole walkway is treacherous. Shlong opting not to go for it, which is a fair strat. Like, you don't have to go for it.
So, Laynon, after you complete all the races in a world and then the boss, well, I guess you don't have to fight the boss. Maybe you do, I don't remember. Yeah, after you fight the boss, you have the option to do all 4 races back to back, and you kind of keep a point score going between the 4 races. And if you have more points than everyone else, then you win. So it's just all 4 races in a domain.
Boone with some really good boosting there. I wonder what his lap's going to be here. If it's a sub 20 lap, it's pretty good. Ooh, that's, yeah, good for him, man. That's a pretty good lap.
Yeah, let's see. Oh, yeah, it looked like he used the balloon a little earlier than he wanted to avoid hitting the shield.
Hitting that balloon there correctly with the boost is so awkward. Because of the position that boost sends you in over the top.
Position it sends you, then the shape of the racetrack, and then like you're trying to like go on the outside. Like every time I see people go through there, it's always like at a crazy angle.
In accordance with the other Banjo-Tooie things featured on this channel, we have a lot of lag here in Frosty Village. It's the laggiest level probably. It's like when you're going towards the moon there, it's just like you can get like 5 frames.
Yeah. Then there's the misty area through the forest.
Yup. Oh, this level is a bit frustrating, but it also is one of those levels that's like when you're fast at it, you'll feel like a god.
I love that flying down the first slope there with the boost.
Yeah, that's actually.
And then ooh, it gets caught on the corner.
Boone was showing some pretty good aerial control for the car as well, because when you're going off of that boost, basically if you hold up or down while in the air, the car will move up or down in the air, like in the opposite direction. So if you want to hold, like, I think you want to hold down. Like, I don't know, like, I can't say directions because this game is so muscle memory-y that, like, I can't, like, speak about it sometimes.
Yeah, I totally get you.
But, like, yeah, you want to be holding, like, whatever direction keeps you in the air to go down that slope. And if he goes for the pond jump in Fossil Canyon, you'll probably see some good car air control there as well. Ooh. Boone sliding on his
Frosty Village.
Yeah. So similar times in Frosty Village. I didn't see what time Boone finished, not Everfrost Peak, Snowball Valley. I didn't see what time that Boone finished Frosty Village with, but
Shlong getting bullied by some of the NPCs here at the beginning. They're such trolls. It's interesting too. So this game doesn't have rubber banding in NPCs, so you'll leave them far behind in the dust once you're fast enough to the point where they just become obstacles. Like you better not run into them.
I was just about to say, at least they don't rubber band.
Yeah, none of that boggy race stuff here.
Ooh, Boone just got stopped by Bumper. It's rough getting started as the hovercraft again.
Yep. So interesting about Whale Bay, the most amount of bananas that you can optimally get in this level in Balloon Race is 7. 4 behind the start here, and then let me think. There are 3 on the pirate ship, 1 in front of the mast, 2 behind that you have to get with like a very, very specific type of turn. I can see that Boone kind of went for it, but he didn't get it. It's very precise. You have to, like, spin the hovercraft around the mast. But yeah, you don't always completely fill up your bananas at every level, especially in Balloon Race, where sometimes just the boost from the balloons matters way more in the end than getting a full amount of bananas, especially in the shorter levels.
Yeah. Yeah, because, I mean, that's a good question that I didn't think of asking back then. So, in Everfrost Peak, when you're doing all the zip chaining, do you really need balloons? or bananas
Yes.
in order to keep going, just because you're always going max speed with your boosts?
You definitely want to get like a few here and there for the purposes of increased acceleration, but I can't remember optimal banana routing specifically for Everfrost Peak, but there aren't that many completely in your way. You only can get a few, and usually you to collect on the first lap and stop after that, because then you just focus on chaining boosts.
Alright, Zooby-Doo says yes.
Okay.
So, I guess bananas are still important even though you're just, like, going fast.
Oh, well, yeah, for certain. It's just like the numbers you get more or less between like a time trial and a balloon race are very different a lot of the time, because the inclusion of the boost balloon just kind of changes everything about a level sometimes.
I gotcha. It looks like Boone is missing that last zip circle on purpose.
Yeah, that zip can slam you into a wall very easily.
Alright, here he goes, takes a nice wide corner, and off he goes.
Nice little hop there. That's another thing I feel like I'm noticing, is that people are hopping a lot through the water, which to me says that they're probably tapping R instead of keeping it held while in hover.
Oh yeah.
Crescent Island is a level. You know, it's got bananas and balloons and characters, I guess. And this pirate ship with these amazing sharp turns. Getting onto the ship right there is really tough. Like you need to do a very quick drift to change direction, and then once inside the ship, you do another quick drift to change direction. It's the best.
It looks like Shlongster got stopped right before that boost, going around that first really sharp turn.
Yeah, that can absolutely happen, and it's frustrating every single time. Hover is a vehicle though that like you lose the least amount of speed from bonking a lot of the time. Like hover can bonk without really killing your speed. The other two vehicles not so much, probably because hover is just so bouncy.
Yeah, Proton. I think Shlongster just keeps losing a little bit of time, like on each level. You know, some more than others, but it definitely looks like Boone had much cleaner movement on his Walrus Cove. So. Yeah, I think Secret Humor Man mentioned that about bananas in the first race that he casted. I don't know if he said 25%, but I know he said, you know, they increase your max speed. Which I guess makes sense, that bananas with boosts are good, because if you're boosting, like, you hit your max speed, like, immediately, right?
It's something like that. I think it's your overall top speed that's increased, but I don't know if you get more out of a boost. I don't know if you get more out of a boost with more bananas. That's a good question.
Yeah.
Okay, we talked about treasure caves earlier, but it's got so many cool set pieces. I just love the ghost ships in the cavern. It's a short level, but it looks great.
Yeah. I just like doing the quick boost through the entire middle there.
Yeah, if you pick up, Boone hasn't been able to do it yet. Oop. Yeah, that can happen. That pathway is very, very slippery, it feels like. Not actually slippery, just like, it's so trippy sometimes with the fog, and you might not be able to tell where you are, and that can happen. So Boone's got the balloon, see if you can get it.
Oh, he used it right away.
Yeah, you kind of want to wait until Banjo touches the ground again, and then you can do this like super insanely fast boost through the center into that boost into the thing, and then the whole level is just the boost chains, really, once you get down to it.
I mean, even without it, that was a really fast treasure caves, so...
Yeah, I think if that wasn't a sub 1, if that wasn't sub 1, that was extremely close. So yeah, Boone is doing good. Shlong bouncing into the wall here. That can happen. There's that sharp turn right at the end that you want to take, but it's so easy to bonk.
According to his splits, that treasure cave was a 111, but that also accounts for the intro and the outro between splits.
Oh, Boone opting to get bananas here. Interesting. Normally in Ancient Lake, this is like boost chain the level.
Yeah.
So you start here, you grab this, you boost around the corner, and then you take this boost. There's a blue balloon. I pointed at it like anybody can see me. Yeah, Boon is a pretty good idea of it, except you want to keep the last balloon you collect until after that ground zipper at the end, and you use it to get launched over the first hill directly into the next balloon, like in the lap transition. It moves you super quick.
Yeah. We made it very clear that using music during the runs was laggier, but I asked Shlongster and he said he'd be using music, so...
Yeah.
Either he didn't get the memo or he decided he wanted to have music, so...
It should be said too that the game, it's not like the game is unplayable with music, because the people who do 100% keep music on for a good bit of the run. And at least I remember Obayo, who has the world record, was getting like 146s, which was like in 100%, which is a very good time, insanely good time with music on pretty much the whole run. So it's not a necessity. It is extremely helpful, and in stuff like time trials is absolutely necessary for lag reduction. But for RTA runs, you can kind of take it or leave it if you can deal with the lag. Really, if you're good, you can. Not good,
oh
but, like,
no, Boone. Boone missed the zipper.
Yeah, I would not have recommended trying to go for that after he hit that oil spill right before. It was no. Oh, they're so mean on this level too.
Yeah,
They'll
they are.
scatter mines and oil slicks everywhere. The occasional bubble. Oh, they'll shoot you a lot too. So, not that you can. This is one of the few N64 games where you can turn off the music but not the sound effects. So you still have sound effects, just not the music. The sound effects.
Boone.
Boone.
Boone, no, he's going for a swim again. Oh well, it's only a couple seconds, but still.
Yeah, that's not a hovercraft. You can't do that.
Alright, he's coming up
Also,
to the end
Canyon
of his last lap.
Also, Canyon is a bumpy level.
Yeah.
You can see it in the way that he's trying to navigate around.
Alright, Shlongster on his final lap of Ancient Lake.
Boone on Jungle Falls, which Jungle Falls is, to me, is like one of like the poster child levels for the speedrun. Like, it is just amazing to watch. It's one of the first ones you'll see, especially in like 100%, and it is like the way they make use of the boosts here. You can see Boone just tried to go for it, but
Boone
this
didn't have a
whole
very
level-
good lap in Fossil Canyon. Or,
No,
Jungle
he did
Falls.
not. A 27 lap there definitely means that he bonked a lot. At least he didn't fall off the bridge.
Well, he bonked on the skeleton at the end, but he also missed the first two zippers.
Yeah, missing zippers can do that. So what he's trying to do at the end there. Ooh. Oh, Banjo. Oh my god, he just kept spinning too.
I know, spinning all the way up the wall.
What he's trying to do there at the end, if you take that boost completely forward, you kind of hit your racer off of a bump in the land and go flying in a perfect, if you hold down left, you'll go flying in a perfect direction to land in the mouth of that fossil. But you need to have perfect speed and a great angle going forward, and Boone was adjusting a little too much between boosts, which is why he wasn't getting it.
No.
So is he gonna go for the out of bounds? Ooh.
That's a big bonk. Oh, he bonked again!
No!
Okay.
I've been there, brother.
Whoa!
What?
Oh no!
Boone!
Boone,
The walls
come
are
on.
so
Okay,
thin.
here we go.
Is he going for the out of bounds, I wonder?
It looks like he's not.
Yeah, I wouldn't either, especially bonking twice there. Catch up.
I mean, if he goes out of
Inbound?
bounds, he'll instantly, like, catch up, but I guess maybe he didn't want to go for it. Either that, or else he's not gonna go for it.
Yeah. It should be
Guess we'll
said,
find
too,
out.
that the out of bounds aren't just going out of bounds. You also are doing trigger manipulation around the level to make it think that you've raced more of the level than you have.
Oh, yeah, that's right. In the last race, we saw... Was that you? In the last race, you kept missing the triggers?
Wrong way.
Yeah.
So if you miss a trigger, the game tells you that you're going the wrong way. Oh, Boone's going. Oh no! That was my fault. I said he was going fast, and then he hit the ground. I'm Sorry, Boone. 28 lap there is pretty good. Inbound, this level is hard inbounds.
Yeah. So anyway,
The
what were
out-of-bounds
you
is
saying?
super simple. You can wrong way if you don't grab the right trigger. So it's like you want to, like in this one in particular, you clip out, you touch a trigger at the top of the level, you go straight to the trigger in the other side of the level, and GG Boone. What was his final time?
He would have added a bunch of time, so it was a 35:06. So I'm gonna keep the timer going up until let's drag him in. Hey
GG.
Boone,
GG's.
GG's to you. A
Yeah, that
little
was
bit of
pretty good race.
a little bit of a bumpy last couple courses.
Oh wow, that was worth something.
Not
you
for
go
nothing
first.
though. You had some really good moments of movement, and you clearly knew what you were doing in most of the levels when it came to like balloon management and banana collecting. So that I thought that was great.
Oh, thanks, Brandino. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
There have been moments I got a bit lucky, and
So I have a
at
question
times
for you.
I was just mostly nervous.
I got a question for you. Do you have a time on the leaderboard for all trophy races?
No, I don't. Most of the times I've been on offline.
Oh,
I have posted I have posted a couple of my times on my Discord channel, and I did one on Dryden's Discord.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
that's cool, dude.
Yeah, I was wondering about it because when I seeded everyone for the tournament, I just looked at the times on speedrun.com, and you know, going through Space Dust Alpha for the first time, both of us were like, it looks like Boone knows what he's doing here.
Yeah, you had pretty good management. You definitely knew your mechanics, and like I said, the general like level knowledge was there. GG Shlong.
Yeah, GG Shlong finishing at the 37:05. That's definitely the
GG Shlong.
closest. It's definitely the closest we've had two people finish.